Again, I wanted to welcome you to the 2022 cookie program. This is the training for our new troop leaders and/or troop coordinators. So we welcome you to this training. My name is Emma Meyer, and I am the Director of Product Sales for the Girl Scouts of Central Illinois. I am not new to product sales. I have been working with Girl Scout product sales program for about 3 years now, but I am new to the director position. My predecessor, CJ Heinrichsen, is off enjoying retirement, so I am excited to be able to work more with all of our troop leaders here in this new position as director. So again, thank you very much for taking time out of our evening and joining us for this training. We're really going to break down this cookie program for our new troop leaders or cookie coordinators, and that way you really get a great idea of the Girl Scout cookie program and what we're looking to deliver to our Girl Scouts. We will reference smart cookies a little bit, but there are also going to be a couple different smart cookie training opportunities that will be coming up. There's one tomorrow evening as well as Thursday evening, virtually hosted, that you're more than welcome to attend. If neither of those times work for you, we will be recording it just like this training. So that way you have the ability to review it as well. So that will be a great training to catch. ABC Bakers, our cookie baker that provides our cookies to us, will actually be hosting that instead of our council. So it's a really great opportunity to get some live direct help from our baker. So that will be a great opportunity. For those of us that joined us before you heard my announcements, I did want to remind everyone that this training is being recorded. This is just for prosperity's sake and to share with any troop leaders who may not be able to join us this evening. With that being said, there are just a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, there are a large number of us on the training this evening, and so I would encourage everyone to please remain muted. That way there's no interruptions or no distractions for other troop leaders. I will be pausing periodically for questions. So you can, at that time, if you're unable to use the chat box, if you're on a phone, you can use that moment to break in and ask a question. And for those of you that are able to use the chat box, I'll take a minute to view those as well. So we will be pausing periodically for questions. I do ask that you hold any questions until we pause. With that, again, if any of you joined us again after my announcements, if you haven't placed your troop number in the chat box, please go ahead and do so. That way I have a record of who was able to join us this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera. That helps the PowerPoint run just a little bit smoother. You're more than welcome to leave yours on or turn it off, whichever you're most comfortable with, but it also saves you the pleasure of having to see my lovely talking faces. So I'll go ahead and turn off my video and we'll go ahead and get ready to get started here. So the 2022 cookie program will begin on February 4th and run through March 20th, but there is a lot of preparatory work that will happen in mid-January to early February, and there's some cleanup work that will wrap up in late March. So it's a really all-encompassing program, but the work that you are willing to put in by attending this training and offering cookies to the girls in your troop is really phenomenal, and I hope that you'll see why as we go through this training. So all of us have a why, and for me, my why is all of our volunteers and our Girl Scouts. It's very moving to watch the Girl Scout cookie program in action, to see the girls out and about, to buy cookies from cookie booths, and to just really see the girls developing skills. And so that is inspiring enough to keep me coming back year after year. And all of us, especially those of us are new, we probably have some sort of reason why we're choosing to volunteer. And so since we're new to the program, the cookie program is an integral part of the Girl Scout experience that girls are getting as a whole. They're developing skills that we'll talk about, and they're also really just building their future path into adulthood with some really great skills. So for some of us, it may be time for that family tradition to kick in, or it may be a brand new adventure for others of us. So regardless what your reason why is, you have one, and that's why you're here with me on a Monday evening talking about cookies and offering a cookie program to your girls. So I wanted to thank you and just take a moment to thank you for taking time tonight, and whatever your why is, I wanted to thank you for that, because without you, our Girl Scouts would not have this awesome program. So thank you very much for taking time tonight to join me. So I mentioned skills, and so we really develop 5 vital skills in the Girl Scout cookie program, and these 5 skills include goal setting. So girls will work with you as the troop leader or cookie coordinator to set goals for their program. They also may set their own personal goals, whether they want to get a certain reward or they hope to hit 100 boxes. So goal setting is a large part of the Girl Scout cookie program. Decision making is also another skill that girls will develop. They have to decide what varieties to offer to their customers, and they also have to decide what their goals may be and what they're going to do with their troop profit, and also with any cookie dough or prizes that they may earn. Money management is another one, whether it's just learning how to count change, or it's then developing a business plan for your troop as you get older. Girls really develop great money management skills that they may not experience without the Girl Scout cookie program. And so it's again vital to help them to better manage their finances as they become adults. It also develops people skills. It takes some confidence to be able to step up to a stranger and say, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? So developing some people skills is another vital part of this program. And the last skill that girls will develop, well, not last, but the last of the 5 that we've identified, are business ethics. They can make a plan. They know what they want to do with their cookies. How are they going to attract customers? So these are all very vital skills, along with teamwork and things like that they will develop by participating in the cookie program. So this year's theme, each year there is a theme, and this year actually is the first year that regardless of a council's baker, this is the same theme across the nation. So all girls will be climbing with courage this year. I think this is a really special theme as we look at climbing out of quarantine, social distancing. We still want to keep everyone safe, but we're climbing back into a routine. And sometimes that's going to be a new routine. And so that takes some courage. So I really like the message of Climb with Courage. It comes with this really sweet koala that you will see throughout the training, as well as when we talk about our girls' rewards. And you also see a sneak peek of the new cookie here, the Adventureful cookie. And we'll talk a little bit about that new cookie here in just a few minutes. So ABC Bakers is our cookie baker. They provide these cookies to our council for sale. There are 2 bakers in the country, Little Brownie and ABC. This is our second cookie program with ABC Bakers. And a fun fact is that ABC actually stands for America's Best Cookies. So not only does ABC have our typical favorites that we think of with Thin Mints, Caramel Delights, the shortbread cookie, peanut butter sandwich, and the peanut butter patties, but they also have 3 Baker's Choice cookies. And so those are cookies that are only available to councils who sell with ABC Bakers. So with that comes the delicious lemonade cookie that our council loves, as well as a gluten-free variety, the caramel chocolate chip cookie, and a new to us variety, the Toast Yay, which is a French toast inspired cookie. This year, we're also debuting a brand new cookie nationwide, and that is called the Adventureful cookie. And so actually we get to introduce it a little bit more here. So this is the Adventureful. It is a brownie inspired cookie with caramel cream and a hint of sea salt. This is actually our troop training cookie. So each troop is able to pick up 1 box of the Adventureful cookie to take back to your troop and taste test. That way, when the cookie program kicks off, your girls can tell these customers just how delicious these cookies are. So after tomorrow, all of the cookies will be at our local service centers, and you are more than welcome to swing by and pick up a box. And it's 1 box per troop, but we hope that you'll like this cookie as much as we have when we've tried it. And sea salt, caramel, all of those flavors are very popular right now. So we think this is a flavor that we will see be very popular for us. So just a note on ABC Baker cookies. Actually, we offer 4 times more vegan cookies at no additional cost. So our lemonade, thin mint, peanut butter patty, and toast yay cookies are all vegan. So that's a great option for our customers. And so, our customers who are vegan, they have some great options with our ABC cookies. We also have a gluten-free caramel chocolate chip cookie, and this is actually produced in a dedicated gluten-free bakery. It is also peanut and soy-free. So it's really safe for our allergen customers. It's in a dedicated gluten-free peanut and soy-free facility. The gluten-free variety is made with real chocolate and butter. And also what's great about this cookie variety is it comes in a resealable pouch. So that's nice for our customers. They can keep those nice and fresh with that resealable pouch. So before we dive into our council program and our details about what we will be offering our girls, I wanted to pause for a moment and see if there were any questions.
Hey, Emma.
Yes.
This is Melissa.
Hi. Yeah, I can't respond to a text. Sorry.
I know. I'm at a troop meeting and they're trying to get logged on to watch this training. The leader is, and her passcode's not working. We've tried several different ways.
Okay.
So I didn't know because we took it straight from the newsletter. We tried entering in by hand.
Let's see.
Yeah, we've tried copy paste. I didn't know if maybe there was an error somewhere on our end.
Is it 844-135?
Yep. And then meeting ID is 978-5316-8701.
Yeah, let me, okay, this is not ideal.
That's okay. Go ahead with your training. We've got it on a phone. We'll just go off this.
Okay, I'm trying to open it up. What, do you have an email address?
Hey, Pumpkin and Cooper, or how about Katrina LPH@gmail.com.
Okay. I'm sending a new invitation directly from the training your way, and hopefully you can join us from there.
Okay. Thank you, Emma.
All righty. Can we all see the PowerPoint again? Okay. Okay, thank you guys for who said yes. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. All right. So taking a look at our council program here, on December 9th, our troop leaders will receive a Smart Cookie troop registration email. So our volunteers will want to keep an eye out on your inbox for an email from abcsmartcookies.com to create your troop account. If you happen to not receive the email on December 9th, don't panic. Simply reach out to your local membership team or your program team or myself. You can always reach me through customer care, and then you'll be able to, we'll get your information and we'll get you added right away to ABC Smart Cookies. So then our girls will receive their invitation emails on January 4th. We'll talk a little bit about what that entails here just a little later in the training. January 10th is when the troops initial order is due. Troops will submit their initial order via Smart Cookies. And don't worry if you don't know what an initial order is. We're going to go through those definitions here in just a few moments. January 14th, the booth scheduler will open, so our troops can reserve council booths. We'll review that process in a few moments as well. Then on February 4th, our sale kicks off with the direct sale and cookie booth program. This is the time when cookies are able to be moving out and about in our communities for sale. Before February 4th, we don't want any cookies being sold except online, and we'll talk about that process here again later on in the training. March 14th through the 20th is when we will place our troop reward orders in Smart Cookies. And then those rewards will be available for pickup on April 18th. So we will offer 6 opportunities to place additional troop orders. We will also have 3 automatic money withdrawals or ACHs from a troop bank account. So we'll go over those opportunities for additional orders as well as the ACH here in just a few moments, but I wanted to let you know that those are available for our troops. So all of these details can be found in your Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, which should be arriving in your mailboxes shortly. If not, they're also available at your local service center as well. And we'll take a look at that guide here in just a couple slides. Since we are new to the cookie program, I thought it would first be a good idea if we start off just discussing a few of these common cookie terms. I've already been using several of them, and so we don't want to just expect that you automatically know what we're talking about. So when we discuss an initial order, that is an order that a troop will place in January for pickup in late January, early February. And the intent of the initial order is that troops will then have cookies on hand, ready to go when the sale goes live on February 4th. So those are guaranteed cookies that troops have. So on February 4th, boom, the girls have cookies and they can start selling immediately. So again, we will touch on all of these items later on in the training, but I thought I would introduce them to you just to make sure we had kind of a common ground starting level here. A planned order are those weekly cookie additional orders that I discussed just on the last slide. Those will be due on Sunday evenings. Your troop does not have to place an initial order, but it is a good opportunity for troops who may need additional cookies or want to make sure that they have a guaranteed amount of cookies. So the planned orders are picked up then at your cookie cupboards. There are 2 styles of cookie cupboards, both express or full service. Express cupboards are run by volunteers and our full service cupboards are run by our staff members. A cookie booth are hosted by our troops. Those will be out and about in our communities. Our council works with several stores throughout our council to secure locations for girls to have an area to sell their cookies at a cookie booth, but troops can also feel welcome to find their own cookie booth locations as well. Smart Cookies is our online platform for our leaders. That's where you will place all of these orders we've discussed, as well as reserve cookie booths and also manage your troops' cookie inventory. The Smart Cookies online platform is what our Girl Scouts will use to connect with customers online to then solicit sales online for either direct ship or girl delivery. Cookie dough is credit that girls earn for selling cookies. It does accumulate, so the more cookies a girl sells, the more cookie dough she earns. That cookie dough in turn can be used to purchase all kinds of different items, and we'll review what those items are later on in the training. Our service unit coordinators are volunteers in each of our areas. So our troops belong to a service unit, and then those service units belong to our council. So that's kind of our umbrella system. So our service unit coordinators are volunteers that work closely with our staff to then help deliver a training or training and materials to the troops in their area. So your service unit coordinator would be a great point of contact for you. If you don't know who your service unit coordinator is, you can ask your local staff and they would be happy to connect you with that coordinator. And then your service center are our brick and mortar buildings, the places where you go to pick up your troop badges or other shop orders. So that will be where our full service cupboards are hosted, except for in the Champaign area. And we will review that a little later in the training. So all of these terms, as well as any of the procedures that we refer to throughout the training, can be found in that Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide that we've mentioned. So one other thing I wanted to touch on is what a cookie box is versus a case of cookies. So you'll hear us referring to those very easily throughout the training. And so it's helpful if you understand what that means. So a box is also sometimes called a package, and that is one single package of cookies. So your planned order can be placed in packages, and that is what you'll give girls credit for. You'll also be able, if you would like, to order by the case, and a case contains 12 boxes of cookies. So that's really the breakdown of how we measure our cookies in either boxes or cases. So before I jump to talking about some of our cookie paperwork, I wanted to pause and see if there were any questions at this time. Okay, I don't hear or see any, so we'll continue on. So as I mentioned, that Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide is going to be very important. It's going to be a great reference material for you throughout this cookie program. The product sales team, as well as the marketing team, works hard to put this together so that our troop leaders have all of the answers that they may need to questions they have throughout the program. So this year, our council is trying a little bit of a different approach, and we will actually be mailing troop resources to each of our troops. And these resources will hopefully reach a mailbox near you soon. Those resources that you can be expecting to receive include one troop cookie envelope, a troop coordinator agreement form that just means and acknowledges that your troop is participating in the cookie program. We've also included enough parent permission forms for each of the girls in your troop, as well as one of the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guides that we've referenced throughout this training. So really any of the paperwork you could need to kick off your troop's cookie program, you'll have here in your mailbox. Then when you go to pick up your cookies after you've placed your troop's initial order, or you can swing by your local service center in late January, you can pick up the following items. So each girl can have a money envelope to collect and keep money all together. Those will be available, as well as receipt books. We like to encourage 2 receipt books per troop, but if you need additional, we do have additional available. Also available in late January will be the order cards for each of our girls. So we'll get those into their hands right before the sale. That way, none of our girls are tempted to sell before it is technically legal for our Girl Scouts to be selling. So I did see a couple questions pop up here. I wanted to address those. Okay, perfect. It sounds like some of you are receiving your paperwork, which is good. I'm glad to hear that. So we do have extra material. So if your troop did not receive material after a week or so, I would say you could swing by your service center and check in for some paperwork. Otherwise, if you need additional parent permission forms, you've had additional girls join your troop, or you need other items, all of those materials will be available at your service centers. Your local service unit coordinators also have a limited amount of extra paperwork that they can make available to you as troop leaders as well. So the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, I know I've referenced that. It is very, very important. It has all of these details that we're going to review tonight about our council cookie program. It also has all of these smart cookies instructions. So any of the actions you may need to take online will be included. And then that inside front cover has a breakdown of all of those important dates we reviewed, plus a few other dates for your reference as well. So if you don't receive that mailing with your troop information, you'll want to make sure that you pick up that Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, because that will be very important as we're putting together our troop cookie programs. So we had a troop leader ask, our troop leader is not able to handle the cookie sale this year due to her work schedule. So if in concern of getting the guide, you can either reach out to that troop leader and see if you would be able to swing by and pick it up, or if she could drop it off or something like that. You are also more than welcome to swing by your local service center and pick up a guide for yourself as well. It doesn't hurt for a troop leader and a troop cookie coordinator to have a guide. So those are available at your local service center. So if that's the case, I encourage you to work with that troop leader to see if they got the material and if they would provide that to you. If not, we have extra at the office that we can connect you with as well. So we do have standardized pricing, which makes selling cookies very simple for our Girl Scouts. All of our cookie varieties are $5 a box. That does include our gluten-free variety. So it makes counting cookies, making change, all of that very simple, because girls don't have to remember different cookie prices. With this standardized pricing, it also means that you are able to exchange cookies at your local service center. So if you have a variety that just isn't moving very well, let's say your peanut butter patties, nobody's really interested in, you could bring in a few boxes of those peanut butter patties and exchange them for Thin Mints or the shortbread or some other variety that is selling better for your troop. So you can even exchange for the gluten-free variety as well. So that standardized pricing is a nice feature for our Girl Scouts, and also when it comes to managing any exchanges as well. So troops earn 60 cents per box sold. That is a great troop profit among the nation. It's one of the stronger troop profits. We do have an option for our troops who are juniors or older. If they opt out of their main reward program, they receive 85 cents per box rather than 60. So we will go through the opt-out option and what exactly that means just a little bit later on in the training. Our council also offers a $100 troop bonus. So in order to earn a troop bonus, a troop needs to order a minimum of 900 boxes on the initial order and maintain a 180 boxes per girl sold average. So I really want to caution our brand new troops on striving for this $100 troop bonus. It's an excellent goal to work into your plans for year 2. But I just, for safety's sake, sometimes I would encourage maybe ordering a little bit less than that, just because we want to make sure as you ease into the cookie program that you're not left with a ton of cookies. So I would encourage you to really think hard about that troop bonus for this first year, but it's also really nice to know that it is an option for your troop going forward. So also, in order for a troop to earn this bonus, they do need to have all of their cookie balance paid in full by April 5th. So again, I do caution our new troops on that, but that is an option for you. So a question that comes up frequently is, can I enter my troops payments into Smart Cookies? And the answer to the troop payment side is no. We lock troops entering troop payments simply because we don't want a troop to accidentally record a payment that they did not make, and just to keep everything honest and fair. So the only people who will be able to enter any troop payments are our council finance team. But as a troop leader, you are more than welcome, and in fact, highly encouraged to enter any troop payments that a girl makes to you into Smart Cookies. So you can do that in the Smart Cookies system by clicking girl transactions, add a girl transaction, and then clicking the right Girl Scout and entering her payment information. Again, tomorrow night or Thursday night would be a great glimpse. Our ABC tech will be going through entering girl payments with you. But again, troops cannot enter their own payments, but troops are more than welcome to enter any payments that their girls make to them. So checks are made payable to GSCI. And as I mentioned earlier, we do offer 3 automatic withdrawals for our troops. So instead of waiting and taking one huge chunk of money at the very end of the program, we've broken it up into 3 withdrawals to make the process just a little bit more manageable. So the first withdrawal will occur on February 22nd, and that is 1/3 of a troop's initial order balance. So if a troop does not place an initial order, they will not have a withdrawal on this date. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, that first ACH, if you don't place an initial order, you won't see a withdrawal on February 22nd. The second withdrawal will occur on March 15th, 2022, and that will be the 1/3 the end of February balance. So our finance team will pull your troops balance at the end of February and ACH 1/3 of that amount. The final ACH will be the remainder of your troops cookie balance, and that will be withdrawn on April 5th. One thing I do want to mention is that as your troop is selling online cookies, as your girls are selling cookies online, that is going to offset what you end up owing our council. So it is very possible too, if your troop places an initial order and sells online, that you may not see a withdrawal that first week because your troop has sold more than it owes. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that any digital sales will offset what your troop will owe to our council. So as your troop is selling cookies and you're turning in the money to your bank, if any checks from customers are returned to you for insufficient funds, you can bring those checks into your local council office, and our finance team will work with you and your bank on any fees and to take care of those. Those are due to the council by May 26th. So if you need assistance with those insufficient fund checks from customers, you'll need to turn those in to the council by May 26th. The biggest thing with finances is receipts. We want to make sure that as we are giving cookies to girls, that we're making receipts. As we are taking payments from parents, we want to give receipts. And we also want to make sure that we save all receipts as well. And that will become very important if you have any girls who owe the troop money. So sometimes a troop may encounter a problem where a Girl Scout owes the troop money for cookies, but is having difficulty collecting the money, or for some reason, the money is not being turned into the troop. If that is the case, the troop will then need to complete an outstanding balance form for that Girl Scout. So that's also called an OSB form. But that's going to be very important, because once you complete that and include a parent permission form that's been signed for that Girl Scout, as well as any receipts for that girl, then that will take the collection of that debt off of your hands as the troop leader. So we want to make sure we're keeping great relationships between our troop leaders and our Girl Scouts. So the council will take care of collecting money from any outstanding balance forms that are submitted. That also means that if you submit an outstanding balance form, the last withdrawal that we take out will be adjusted so that the amount of money on that outstanding balance form will not be withdrawn, because we don't want to overdraw your troop's account if there is not that amount of money in the account. So that does also help your troop not to overdraw itself. So again, with that outstanding balance form, you'll need that parent permission form for that Girl Scout, as well as any receipts for her as well. So I'm going to pause here after we've just talked about some finances and some things like that to see if we have any questions. Okay, very good. We'll continue on then. So we want to take a look at cookie program eligibility. The Girl Scouts in your troop are eligible as long as any registered Girl Scout is registered and she owes no money to our council and she has a completed parent permission form. Your troop is eligible to participate in the cookie program as long as your troop has no outstanding balance to our council and all of the adult members are registered. Looks like I spoke too soon. We have a few questions here. Okay, so a troop leader asked, so the troop as a group does not have cookies. Instead, each girl has their own cookies that they are responsible for selling. And yes, that is partially correct. So what happens is the troop takes possession of the cookies first. From there, the troop will then assign that inventory of cookies to their girls as their girls are selling cookies or as they need cookies for their possession. So your troop may also have some additional cookies if you decide to have a few on hand for a cookie booth or some activity. Those will be troop inventory, but you'll take that troop inventory and then assign it to girls, and those then are the cookies that they are responsible for selling. Another leader asked, does the troop have to place an initial order? And no, the troop is not mandated or does not have to place an initial order, but we will review here in a few slides why it might be important to place an initial order. But I also completely understand as a new troop, if you want to kind of see how this year plays out and then plan on an initial order for next year. So we will talk about here. So another troop leader asked, how much are the typical withdrawals? And that's actually really hard to say. There is no set amount. It really depends on how much a troop is taking on in cookies and how their cookies are moving. So unfortunately, I don't have a set number on that. Do I have a suggestion on the amount of cookies to have at booths? And yes, in our troop cookie coordinator guide, we have a booth resource area, and that will actually help you to calculate how many cookies you'll sell at a booth per hour. So that, that will be a great suggestion point for you there. Do all adults helping have to register? So any adults that are going to be responsible for the cookie program with the girls do need to be registered. And I could be wrong, but I believe that the cost for registration is $25. But again, I'm not a membership person, so I don't know exactly, but I would encourage you to reach out to your local membership specialist about that. So are cookies bought online separate from cookies you order initially then? And yes, so the cookies that you place on your initial order are separate from the cookies that people may be ordering on the online accounts for girls. And Amber, yes, thank you for confirming, yes, it is $25 to register, but we also have membership assistance and we recommend a background check as well. So we'll take the membership registration conversation and we might take that offline just so we can continue the cookie portion of the training. But we want to make sure if parents want to attend at a booth, they don't need to register, but we do need to make sure that there is a registered volunteer along with that parent. So you can register with your membership specialist. That individual who helped you set up your troop would be more than willing to help you register any adult leaders. All right, we're going to roll on here for just a few moments and we'll pause with the next cookie, or we'll pause for questions again in just a few slides. So don't worry, you as troop leaders don't have all of the responsibility. Our parents have some responsibility as well. So they will need to sign a permission form for each of our Girl Scouts that are participating. They'll also work with that girl to set up her girls, or to set up her site and her goals. The parent will work with you as the troop leader or the troop cookie coordinator to pick up any cookies or sales materials from you when you have the set date that you want them picked up. And they also need to submit money to you prior to those troop withdrawals we discussed. And we recommend that parents have money to their troops by February 18th. March 10th and April 1st in preparation for those automatic withdrawals that we discussed. So I know we've mentioned this parent permission form quite a bit. It is very important. It is required in order for a Girl Scout to participate. This also lets the parent know that they are financially responsible for any of the cookies that they take from the troop inventory. So when we refer back to that question we discussed, as far as troop versus girl inventory, as soon as a parent says, I need XYZ cookies, and they take that and sign a receipt, and you have a copy and they have a copy, they are then financially responsible for those cookies. It also explains that our council has a policy of no cookie returns. At the bottom of the parent permission form, there is an area so that if your troop would like to collect an initial order by Girl Scout, they can place their initial order there. And again, that permission form does need to be included on or with the outstanding balance form. So that way we can work with that Girl Scout to collect what she owes. So we do have a cookie rally coming up, and this cookie rally is going to be really fun, especially because it's the first one we've been able to have in person in a really long time. So January 8th will be a great time at the Interstate Center in Bloomington, Illinois. We do encourage troops to register now. The program team for our council is the team responsible for putting on this cookie rally, and I know that they're working very, very hard, but you can find all the details about the cookie rally at getyourgirlpower.org, as well as register from the website as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, perfect. Just a couple of questions that had come in here or statements that had come in here, and we're good to go. So a troop's initial order is something that you are encouraged to place because this means that your troop will have cookie on hand when the sale starts. So that does allow the troop to really kick off their sales the day that cookies are live. So if your troop is going to place an initial order, that initial order will be due January 10th in the Smart Cookie system. So as a new troop, and all of our troops really, when they're thinking about an initial order, they have two concerns. They're worried about how many cookies they should order for their troop, but they're also worried about ordering too many cookies. And so as a council, we recommend our established troops order up to 75% of last year's sales. But again, that really doesn't help you too terribly much because you don't have sales last year. So we do have some good starting points. So beyond the 75% recommendation, we do have a spreadsheet that actually helps our new troops to estimate their initial order. And we're going to take a look at that here very soon. But the reason why we encourage an initial order is because if a troop does not place an initial order or they place a low initial order, there could be missed sales opportunities. We have seen historically that troops that place an initial order allow their girls to sell up to 40% more, which means that girls are reaching their goals more efficiently and troops are earning additional troop profit. So having cookies on hand with you when the sale starts means that our customers are happier and they'll actually return to your troop for return sales. So if there was a question about receipts, we do have a receipt book that is available that you can use. Other troops prefer to use their own receipt system. That's whatever you prefer. But honestly, if it were me, I would use the receipt books because it's already printed up with the cookie names and all of that. So all you have to do is fill it out with what is missing. So a troop leader asked, you don't have to pay for cookies at initial order. So that is correct. Your troop will place this initial order by January 10th, but the troop is not actually ACH'd for any of the initial order until February 22nd. So yes, that is correct. You won't see any payment taken for those initial order cookies until February. So we do have an initial order spreadsheet for new troops. I'm going to show you where that's at on our website so you can very easily find that for yourself. We also in the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide have an estimation process if you would like to do it by hand. But in case you're like me and you would like to do the easiest thing possible, we will, let's see. All right. Make sure, and you guys can see my website screen, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So this is the getyourgirlpower.org homepage here. You're going to want to navigate to the Cookies Plus section. And then down here, there's an option for resources for volunteers. So you can click that option here. And then from there, you'll want to click Volunteer Cookie Resources. This page is really going to be a really helpful page for you. Not only is there a cookie calendar, we have family meeting guides. We also have some cookie safety during COVID because our ultimate goal is to make sure that all of our girls and our volunteers and parents are safe from COVID and practicing safe tips. We also have other safety tips, marketing materials. So when you're looking for the initial order spreadsheet, you're going to want to look at the forms and resources area. And you'll see right here in black, it says initial cookie order estimates. This third bullet point here is the initial order estimate for new troops. Once you click that, it will launch an Excel spreadsheet that will take the number of girls in your troop as well as your age level, and then make a recommendation for an initial order from there. So it's a very helpful skill or tool for all of our leaders, or especially our new leaders, to use. So I will navigate here back to our slideshow. Perfect. And then hopefully we can see my screen again, but that's that initial order spreadsheet. You can also always reach out to me or your local office team, and we're more than willing to help you with your order as well. So the goal of the cookie program, as daunting as it may seem, is that all of our troops have all their cookies sold by March 20th, or the end of the cookie program. So that does require good inventory management practices. And I know for our first time cookie program leaders that it's kind of a scary task. So we do as much as we can to arm you with all kinds of resources to help you prepare to manage your troops inventory. So that Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide is going to have all kinds of tips. Our website, like we just looked at, has all kinds of resources for you. Even the Smart Cookies site itself has resources for you as well that we'll take a look at. So we as a council are always here to help. You can call our customer care team, email customer care, and they will make sure to connect you with me, and we will make sure that your initial order and your troops inventory is good to go. So we can give you some tips here tonight just to get you started as you're considering inventory management. And an idea is to designate one person to keep track of cookie inventory. It can become difficult when there are multiple people keeping track of all kinds of different things. If one person is keeping track of the cookie inventory, that will help keep things more on track. It's also a good idea for your troop to determine who is authorized to go to your full service cupboard, so your local service center, and place a walk-in order. So we'll talk about a walk-in order here. Basically, a troop or a parent could come in and say, I need 6 extra cookies of the Adventureful. And so they would place that order. The order is then charged to the troop. Then the troop would move those cookies to the girls' financial responsibility in Smart Cookies. Some troops do allow their parents to come into their local offices and place walk-in orders. Other troops, for inventory management's sake, only allow the leader or cookie coordinator to come in and pick up the cookies. So that is, again, a troop by troop consideration, but that's just something you may want to start considering, especially as you may host a parent cookie meeting, you may want to think about whether you're going to offer them the ability to go to their local full service cupboard and pick up cookies. So another way we can make sure our inventory is doing well is to order only on commitments from parents. So you may send out a midweek text saying, hey, I have to place an order by Sunday night. Please let me know noon on Saturday if you need cookies. If Susie's parents don't respond and say we need 17 boxes of cookies, don't order cookies for Susie. That way your troop is not stuck with cookies that no one is selling, and then that becomes the troop's responsibility. Again, as we're discussing receipts, we always want to have a parent sign a receipt before they take possession of the cookies. They'll keep a copy, you'll keep a copy, and that way, in the case of money collection issues, you have a copy of that receipt as well. Another great way to keep your troops' inventory on track is to not allow parents to return cookies. Our council does not take cookies back from troops if they don't sell them. So troops should not take back cookies from their parents. So we can make sure, if girls seem like they're ordering lots of cookies, we can check in with them and make sure they're actually moving said cookies. But when it comes down to it, troops should not take cookies back from their parents. So we do know that customer demand is greatest the first 2 weeks of the program. It does drop for weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6. So a stat that we can provide is for those planned orders, those orders that are due on Sunday evening, 75% or 3/4 of all of our planned orders for the cookie program occur in those first 2 weeks. So that is when troops need cookies and demand is the greatest. After that, our planned orders drop in size. And so you really want to make sure that you're not continuing to order the same level of cookies throughout the entire program. It's a good idea to stay current with your troops' inventory, make sure you know what your troop has, and to allow demand to dictate your troops' orders. Each year we see troops who want to reach a certain goal level, and then they might be stuck with cookies that they're responsible for that they can't sell before the end of March. So you really want to make sure that the customers and their demand are what are dictating your troops' orders. And again, your troop can utilize planned orders, especially as a first-year troop. If you are conservative on your initial order, you'll want to utilize those planned order opportunities to make sure that you have your additional cookie demands. So before we take a quick look at smart cookies, I wanted to pause and see if there were any questions. Okay, I haven't seen any pop up. So again, I did, as we're wrapping up the initial order, a troop is not obligated and you do not have to place an initial order, but there are resources that we have that will allow new troops to place an order that will be safe and that won't make you have a lot of extra cookies on hand. It's a very safe estimate. And so I do encourage your troop to place an initial order. But again, I also understand if that's more of a goal for year 2. So as we discussed earlier, Smart Cookies is our online platform and our volunteers will receive their emails on December 9th. Again, if after December 9th you haven't received your email, reach out to our council and we'll be happy to get you added as soon as possible. So this is a little just graphic by ABC Bakers for the Smart Cookie system, but it really shows you that it's powered by the girl and they had the girl in mind when they were developing this system. So Smart Cookies for our troop leaders is a little bit different than Smart Cookies for our girls. So Smart Cookies for troops is where troops will go to place a troop initial order or a planned order. That's also where you'll go to document any sales. And that's also where you'll just manage your troops cookie program in general. So there is a website version as well as a mobile app. The mobile app can do almost everything that the website version can do except for booth scheduling, which we'll talk about booths later on in the training. Smart Cookies is also where your troop will manage your troop's reward orders. That's also where you'll work with the booths, and so you can reserve council sponsored booth locations, or you can also enter any locations your troop secures on their own. Smart Cookies is also where you will run reports for your troop, and it will help you keep track of your inventory and stay on top of things. So that welcome email will arrive on December 9th. It may not appear in your inbox. It may show up in a junk, spam, or your Gmail promotions folder. So take a look in those areas. If you don't see it anywhere, it does take some of the day of December 9th. They all go out for lots of different areas. So we want to make sure maybe by the 10th, if you haven't received it, then let us know and we'll work on getting you added if you are not already in the system. You will need a valid email for your login, and you'll create your own password. So you'll just follow the prompts in the email and then you'll complete your registration and save it. You will receive an email confirmation once your account has been created. You will want to bookmark abcsmartcookies.com for future logins. And then to log in, you'll use your email address as well as the password that you set. If you're like me and you forget your password promptly after you set it, then you can go ahead and use the forgot password option to re-register and recreate a password for yourself. Jen asked if there was a statistic on selling without cookies on hand versus selling with them on hand. And yes, earlier in the training, we had mentioned that girls sell up to 40% more. So you can see that having those cookies on hand with that initial order really, really helps to boost those sales. So if you manage multiple troops, you may see different user accounts on your Smart Cookie system. If you only manage one troop, then this will not be a screen that you'll have to look at. If you manage multiple troops, you'll just want to make sure to select whichever user account you want and then click Apply. That will take you to the troops dashboard. Once you're there, if you need to navigate to your other troops dashboard, you can use that by selecting the person icon in the top left-hand corner and choose Switch User. This little person icon is also where you can choose to mimic a girl, and we'll talk about the benefits of using that mimic option here in just a moment. So the My Troop tab in Smart Cookies is going to be very important for our troops as we set up our cookie programs. So that's where a troop can set their goals and view girls' online activity. That's where you can check your troop's roster and make sure that all of your Girl Scouts are present. The troop information portion is where the troop will choose to opt out of rewards if they're juniors or older. That's also the location of the troop ship only link, which we'll talk about, as well as the troop cookie link. Troop user management allows the current user to add another leader or cookie coordinator, or maybe a parent who's helping. You can add that user. Troop messages allows you to send messages to other users in your troop as well as girls in your troop. You can also use the My Troop tab to set tasks and view important dates. So abcsmartcookies.com is where you will place your troop's initial order. Again, we have all kinds of resources for you in that Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide. We have online training videos on our website, the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, as well as the Smart Cookies Resource tab. So we are going to take a look at how your troop can place a troop initial order. You can place that order by girl or by troop or a combination of both. Again, just as a reminder, that troop initial order is due January 10th. So this is the initial order screen. You'll see here I have 3 Girl Scouts listed. Those are the girls in my troop. I also have a booth line as well as an extra cookie line. So if I decide that I would like each of my girls to have a predetermined inventory at the beginning of the sale, I can place a troop's initial order by girl. So once I click on a Girl Scout, then all of the packages available to her will pop up and I will simply enter however many boxes the girl would like to order. If you want to enter your troops order so you don't have it broken out by girl, but you would like to just place one large order, you can place that in the booth line. Then you can distribute those cookies to girls as they pick up those cookies later. If you would like, you can place an order by Girl Scout as well as some additional troop inventory booth cookies. But again, that is up to you. The one thing I did want to note with the initial order, and this is always a little bit tricky. So the initial order is actually placed in boxes or packages, so by the individual box. However, for delivery purposes, that order will round up to the nearest case for delivery. So that means that your troop may see extra cookies that then can be used for troop cookie booths or extra troop inventory. So if you don't want to have any extras, you can order in multiples of 12 since there are 12 boxes in a case, or you can plan to maybe not have an excessive amount of packages, but those can be used for booth cookies or to have on hand as girls need additional cookies. So you can actually drill down that extras line and see exactly how many of each variety of those extra cookies that you have. So again, that initial order is ordered by box, but it is delivered to you by case. So if you order 10 Thin Mint boxes, at delivery, you will receive 1 case or 12 boxes of cookies. Once you've placed your troop's initial order and you're happy with how it looks, you'll lock the order by selecting Ready for Review, and then you'll click Save. That will then prompt you to pick a delivery location. So you'll need to click on the location and then you'll set a date and time. So we have other Smart Cookies actions that you will commonly use, and those include transfers, which we will actually break out and look at those transfers here on the next slide. But you'll also use Smart Cookies to place your troops' planned orders on Sunday evenings, to work with your troops' booth sales, as well as to mimic girls to view their Smart Cookie sites, as we talked about just a little bit ago. So the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide has step-by-step instructions for all of these actions, as well as other actions you may need. And the Smart Cookies Resources tab also has step-by-step videos. So as you're in Smart Cookies, they can walk you through how to complete these actions. So because a transfer is going to be your most common transaction, I wanted to review the different types. There are 3 different types of transfers. There are troop to girl transfers. This is going to be your most common type of transfer. This is how you assign cookies to girls as well as financial responsibility for those cookies to girls. So when you open up the troop to girl order area, there are 2 columns. There's a participation column, and that is where you will enter any cookies that a girl needs both credit and financial responsibility for. So she has sold those cookies at school or to grandma, and she sold them. She needs to be charged for them, but she also needs the credit for those sales. As our girls are at cookie booths, they will also need credit for the cookies that they sold, but we don't want to charge them for those cookies because they're selling troop inventory at those booths, not their personal inventory. So by using the booth column in the troop to girl transfer area, that will give the girls credit for the cookies they sold, but it will not charge them for those cookies. A troop to troop transfer is if you might have purchased additional cookies from a troop, they will transfer that inventory in Smart Cookies from their inventory to yours using a troop to troop transfer. A girl to troop transfer is how a troop will remove cookie responsibility from a girl. But like we discussed earlier, we do not recommend taking back cookies from a girl. So really you shouldn't use the girl to troop transfer unless it's an extreme emergency. And then a girl to girl transfer can occur if a girl decides, I'm done selling, but another girl would like to buy her cookies, then you will move those cookies from one girl's inventory to another using the girl to girl transfer. I think I saw a couple questions pop up here. So Jen, yes, it is by the case, basically. The council does not take the other two, those additional 2 boxes. If your troop ordered 10, those additional 2 boxes in that case then would be your troop's responsibility, but troops will use those for booth cookies or for other cookies as well. So yes, you can exchange cookies for another kind. So when we talked about that standardized pricing and that all cookies are $5 a box, you can come in and exchange those cookies for a different variety if you have, you know, the gluten-free isn't selling, so I want to exchange a case for a peanut butter patty, we can do that. So Lynn asked a question about a cookie booth. We are going to talk about cookie booths a little bit later, so I'm going to ask you to hold that question for just a moment, but we will touch on that for a little bit. But just while your question is up here, when you said, for instance, a break room at work, if allowed by the facility, that would not be considered a cookie booth because cookie booths need to have girls present. This is a girl-led business, so we want to make sure that girls are the ones making the sale. So they need to be at the cookie booth, so they would not be able to be probably at your break room during the day. They'll be at school. So those cookie booths are more in the evenings or on weekends. And so that, you know, we know that parents put the order card out maybe at work, but that would not be considered a cookie booth. So this is the transfer order screen. You'll just want to make sure that you choose the appropriate type of transfer from your screen. So if you're moving cookies from your troop inventory to a girl, you'll want troop to girl. But again, that screen will look different depending on which type of transfer you've chosen. So we do offer Smart Cookies training opportunities. Like I mentioned, we do have 2 opportunities tomorrow night as well as Thursday evening, and that will be live with ABC Baker. So don't worry, you don't have to listen to 2 straight nights of me talking. I will introduce ABC, but then actually the director of the digital experience will be the one who will be sharing with you the ins and outs of the Smart Cookies system. I actually learned stuff at this training as well, so I'm looking forward to attending it also. So both trainings will be hosted virtually. The links will be on our webpage, and those will begin at 6 p.m. And so you can just visit our website, getyourgirlpower.org, to hop on the training at your convenience. If you can't make either training opportunity, we will be posting all of the training recording videos next week in the cookies section of our website. So you could catch the recorded version of that next week once we have those posted. So I'm going to pause for a moment to see if we have any questions from our attendees about anything we've discussed so far. You guys have had some fantastic questions that have come up this far.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I didn't want to type this out completely, but on the booth column, will the girls, do we have to keep track of like which girls sell which cookies, or is it going to be there's 5 girls in the booth and we sold 2 cookies, so they get divided evenly between those girls?
So you'll actually end up breaking it down by girl and loosely by variety. Most of the time it ends up just being however many cookies, and leaders will just type in the random numbers to get to that total. And from there, we'll actually talk about there's a booth divider. So once you've had your booth, you can put in how many cookies you sold total, and then you'll check the number of girls next to like who participated, and then it will actually distribute those for you. So we'll take a look at that a little bit later on, which I think will hopefully answer that question a little bit further.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great question that came in the chat. So we've talked a little bit about walk-in orders, and when we talk about our cookie cupboards, we'll discuss that as well. But so a leader had asked for walk-in options. Are we able to do individual boxes, or would it be cases there as well? And walk-in orders are great because you can walk in and say, I need 1 box of cookies, please. But it can also be by the case as well. So it is whatever the troop may need, by box or by case. Sometimes we have troops that come in and do a box and case mixed walk-in order as well. So really that's what's convenient for the troop, is whether you need boxes or cases, but you can do either. So our girls will receive their Smart Cookies invitations on January 4th. So like we mentioned, Smart Cookies for girls are a little bit different, because a girls online platform is where they will connect virtually with their customers, either by sending online e-cards or sharing their own URL or QR code to their customers for online shopping. So what's great about this online option is that our customers have several different options of how they will receive their cookies, and we are going to take a look at those in just a couple slides. So that email will arrive on January 4th. The parent and Girl Scout will work together to create her account. The one thing I want to note here about the Smart Cookies platform for girls is that she actually will create her own username for Smart Cookies, and that will be how she will log in. So for our volunteers, you use your email address and the password you create. Our Girl Scouts will use their username and password to log into the Smart Cookies. So that's how Smart Cookies differentiates between adult or Girl Scout. So parents will work with the Girl Scout to set up her site and approve it. Girls will then set up their account, and they can actually enter customer emails and start to send emails. So one thing I want to note here is online sales. A girl could actually begin to sell cookies online on January 4th, and that is perfectly allowed. So a customer, and we'll talk about these options, either can have cookies shipped to them or delivered by the Girl Scout. So if a customer shops online between January 4th and February 3rd, they will get their cookies directly shipped to their home as soon as their order is processed. Those are coming directly from an ABC Baker distribution center, and so it's not a girl moving them, so they'll receive their cookies. If a customer chooses girl delivery, meaning that they want the Girl Scout to bring them their cookies, between January 4th and February 3rd, they will receive a message that says, thank you for your order. A Girl Scout will be bringing your cookies starting February 4th. Because no physical cookies can be moving January 4th through February 3rd, once a girl has her cookies, she can then start to fulfill those girl delivery orders on February 4th and get those cookies to her online customers' hands. So girls could be selling for a month ahead of the actual physical cookie program, which means she could be earning all kinds of goals way quicker. So it's a really great opportunity for our girls. And it's also a great contactless opportunity. Girls could use, just do online or just do in-person sales, or they could do a hybrid of both. So it's a really great opportunity for our girls to make some business decisions. So as a troop leader, if you have a parent reach out to you that says they did not receive their Smart Cookie email, if you will call or email our customer care team, they'll collect the information needed for me to upload that Girl Scout to Smart Cookies promptly. So as I mentioned, our Smart Cookies online customers have a couple of different options when it comes to receiving their cookies. And I'm going to pause here and see about a question. This is another good question here. If we do not do an initial order, will cookies be sent to us for girl delivery cookie orders? No, they will not. Your troop will need to either place a walk-in order or a planned order that first Sunday of the cookie program for any of those girl delivery cookie orders. So that is something to keep in mind. If you don't do an initial order, you'll need to either do a walk-in order starting January 29th, or you can place a planned order on the first planned order Sunday, which we'll review here in just a few minutes. So customers can either choose to have their cookies direct shipped to their home. So FedEx will bring their cookies to their home after they pay some shipping rates. Online customers can also choose girl delivery, where they shop and pay for the cookies online, but then a Girl Scout brings them to their home. Online customers can also choose to donate to the Gift of Caring program, which our council Gift of Caring program is called Operation Cookie Share. What's great is that there isn't a minimum order for our online customers. So if they're craving one box, they can order one box of cookies. What's really great, especially in the time of touchless transactions and keeping our girls and volunteers safe, is that all of these options are paid via credit card. So there is no physical money for the troop or the Girl Scout to be collecting. So a leader asked, do we know the cost of shipping for the direct ship option? And that is actually coming up on the next couple of slides. So just hang tight and you'll see those here in just a minute. So again, direct ship cookies are ordered from a girl's online Smart Cookies platform. The customer wants the cookies delivered right to their home. So this is a great option for our girls to offer to out-of-town family or friends, or any customer that a girl may not feel comfortable delivering in person to. So the cookies are delivered via FedEx, and we are offering subsidized shipping to our customers. So here you see the shipping rates for 1 to 5, 13 to 17, and 25 to 29 or more boxes. Or if a customer orders 6 to 12, they actually receive reduced shipping. Our council picks up the subsidized shipping costs, so it's a great option. It also encourages a bump up if a customer's ordering 5 and they see, oh, I can get shipping half off if I order 1 additional box. That's 1 additional box that is credited to your troop then as well. So these prices did go up slightly from last year, but that is to be expected from just the nature of everything, unfortunately, in this post-COVID world. What's great for our leaders is that all of these direct ship orders are automatically moved to your Girl Sales tab. So there is no work for you to do, no transfers, no recording of anything. It's all taken care of for you. That's awesome. I'm really glad. So someone's husband on the call is a FedEx delivery driver and he gets to help his daughter. So thank you to any FedEx delivery drivers for helping our girls to reach their goals. That's pretty awesome. So another leader asked, do girls have to set up the Smart Cookie online platform, or can they just do the paper order card? And they do not have to set up their online cookie platform. We do still have plenty of Girl Scouts who prefer just to do paper order cards. Some girls will do kind of a hybrid of both, an online and paper order card sale. Others may choose just to do an online sale. So it is completely up to what each of your Girl Scouts is comfortable with. So that's what's really great about this cookie program, is no matter where a girl or her family may be as far as feeling safe, there are options to keep everybody safe, and that is our main goal. So if our customers have questions regarding their direct ship order, or they received their order and something was wrong, we will direct them directly to ABC Cookies. Unfortunately, once a direct ship order is placed, there is nothing that I can do beyond view the order. So we will point them to ABC Smart Cookies Direct at interbake.com. And that will then, they'll connect with an ABC representative who will help them to solve the issue with their order. Our customers can also choose to shop online and have girls deliver cookies right to their home. So they'll pay for the cookies online, but then the Girl Scout will bring the cookies to them. So this is a great option for our girls to offer to their local family and friends, neighbors, teachers, church members, anyone that they feel comfortable delivering to. They could offer this online girl delivery. So parents do have a role in the girl delivery option. They do have to approve or decline the order from the email they receive. It does have to be approved from that email. There is not an option in the Smart Cookies system for a parent to approve an order, so it does have to be done via the email. There's also a time limit. So parents must approve or decline the order within 5 days of receiving the email. And if the order is not approved or declined, then the customer's order is canceled and the customer is notified that their order has been canceled. Once the parent approves the order from the email, then the Girl Scout can deliver the cookies to the customer. So as the Troop Smart Cookies volunteer, there are 2 different ways that you're going to handle these girl delivery orders. So again, this is a troop by troop option, and so you can pick whichever works best for you. So some troops choose to go ahead and pre-assign a particular amount of cookies to each of their Girl Scouts from the initial order or their planned orders. If you have pre-assigned cookies to girls, you don't have any work to do unless she needs additional cookies added to her order. If you've already transferred those to her, then she is using those cookies to fulfill her girl delivery orders. Other troops decide to enter girl delivery orders on an order by order basis. So what you'll do then is you'll document the girl delivery with a troop to girl transfer. That will basically say, I gave Susie 2 caramel delights and an adventureful out of the troop inventory to give to this customer. So she'll receive credit for those cookies as well as financial responsibility for those cookies. As a troop leader, the Girl Order Detail Summary Report is going to be a really good go-to reference for your Girl Scout sales. It captures all sales, whether they're girl delivered, direct ship, or donated, so that can help you to stay on top of how your girls are selling. And like we talked about earlier, you can also use the mimic icon from the top left-hand corner. And from there, you can go to Manage My Orders, and you can actually view each girl's direct ship and girl delivery orders. So if you have a large number of girls in your troop, that summary report may be a better idea for you because it's a quick at a glance for all of your girls. If you have a smaller troop or you really need to dig down into a girl's sales, I would recommend using the mimic side of things because you can really get a good idea of what's going on a girl's sales. We will be offering our girls and parents a Smart Cookies training on Tuesday, January 4th. Again, you'll just visit our getyourgirlpower.org to log in, and the training information will be right there. The Smart Cookies resource tab also has all kinds of short video resources as well as the 2022 Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide. Okay, so there was a question for online orders for girl delivery. Will we be notified when to pick up those orders? Are there set dates to pick those up? So for girl delivery orders, you really are relying on the parent to let you know, hey, we need XYZ cookies to be picked up. So there is no notification for leaders that you have a certain number of orders to be filled. Those parents will need to let you know, hey, we need some additional cookies, and they'll let you know then what those orders are. So one way to guarantee that you get those cookies are to place a planned order on Sunday evening, which we're going to take a look at that very shortly. And then those planned orders are available by Thursday the following week then for pickup. So those are the couple different options you can use to pick up those orders. So delivery then will occur January 28th through February 3rd. If your troop places a troop initial order, Then your service unit coordinator will contact you and let you know when and where their delivery will be, and your troop will swing by to pick up the cookies that you ordered. So again, your service unit coordinator will touch base with you either via smart cookies or email or text. They will get in touch with you to let you know when and where your troops' cookies will be. One key thing we want to make sure that all of our troops do is to bring a vehicle large enough to pick up all of your cookies. So most, if not all, of our service unit delivery sites do not allow multiple trips. So a troop cannot come and pick up half their order, go home, sort it, and then come back later on in the day to pick up the remaining half. For the purpose of keeping everybody organized, we really need to make sure that the order is picked up at one time. So to help you figure out what size vehicle you need, there is an order sizing guide in the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide. There's also on the Troop Cookie envelope that you'll be receiving, there's also a guide that should help you determine what size vehicle you can bring. When in doubt, bring a couple vehicles. It never hurts to have a couple different vehicles. That way we fill up one, that one pulls away, we back the next car in for your troop, and we finish the troop's order. So if you need help determining what size vehicle you need, you can also reach out to your local GSCI staff and we'll help you figure that out as well. You'll help the coordinator and or their volunteers to load your own vehicle. We also encourage you to check with your service unit coordinator to see if they need help sorting all of the service unit orders. Sometimes service unit coordinators will sweeten the deal by letting you take your troops order if you help sort other troops orders as well. So many hands make light work. So it's always a great idea to check in and see if you can assist with delivery. So leaders will also sign and submit their troop coordinator agreements at the delivery site. And we also want to make sure to remember to pick up your troops' order cards, money envelopes, and receipt books. Now, if your troop chooses not to place an initial order, that is more than fine, like we discussed. You'll want to swing by your local service center or talk to your service unit coordinator about getting your troops' order cards, envelopes, and receipt books then at a different time. So our service unit coordinators, how do they find out the troops in their area? So the service unit coordinators have a different login for smart cookies, and from there they'll actually be able to see a listing of troops in their area once our volunteers have access to smart cookies. So we'll work with them to see their lists there. So once our cookies are delivered, then our sale kicks off with the direct sale and cookie booth program. So after or starting February 4th, girls can begin to start moving cookies. Before that, again, remember, only online sales are happening. Starting February 4th, a girl can make all of her online girl delivery orders that she's been collecting and then continue to do so, and troops can host troop cookie booths as well. So planned orders are a part of the direct sale option. Again, these are options that will allow you to supply additional troop inventory needs. What's great about the planned order is it does not need to be placed in cases. You can order by the box. In fact, as we get down to the nitty-gritty of the sale, and troops really want to make sure, I want to make sure that I have a set amount of adventurefuls, I'm going to order 3 boxes. You can order those 3 boxes and those will be delivered on the planned order. So we really encourage troops to use these planned orders because these will guarantee your troops the cookies. If you rely on walk-in orders, you may see where there is a shortage of a variety or a certain variety is not available at the moment. So if you want guaranteed cookies, a planned order is a safe way to do that. So we offer 6 total planned orders, 1 per week. Your troop does not need to place an order every week if there's no need. You can order week 1 and then skip weeks 2 and 3 and then order again on week 4. It's whatever works for your troop. So you have 6 opportunities, but they are not 6 required opportunities. They're just available to you and your troop. So the first planned order will be due February 6th. So for our troops who maybe don't place an initial order, or you need additional cookies for girl delivery orders or cookie booths, you can place a planned order by 8 p.m. on February 6th, and those cookies will be available the following Thursday. The last planned order opportunity is March 13th. So you'll want to make sure when you're placing your troops cupboard order or planned order that you choose the correct cupboard, whether it be an express or a full service cupboard. And we'll take a look at those here in the next slide. Troop leader asks, do all girls in the troop have to sell, or is it optional? So it is optional. We encourage all girls and all troops to sell, but it is a group by group or a girl by girl decision. If you are worried about a per girl average or making sure how many boxes your girls sell, what's great about that is that per girl average only takes into consideration the girls that are selling. So even if there are 10 girls listed in your troop and smart cookies, if there are only 3 of them selling, those 3 will be counted for all of your troops averages, no one else. So it is not required for girls to participate, but it is highly encouraged. So another leader asked what the benefit of ordering a planned order rather than walk-ins. And again, that is because those planned order cookies are guaranteed. So with a walk-in order, you are kind of at the mercy of the demand in that area. So as we get towards the end of the sale, you may see where a certain variety is not available at the moment. Maybe the Thin Mints are on reserve until we get a council delivery. So when a troop comes in and walks in, those cookies may not be available. However, if a troop places a planned order and says, I need 3 boxes of Thin Mints, they are guaranteed those 3 boxes of Thin Mints. So really, it's just the safety of the guarantee of those cookies from that walk-in order. All right. So looking at our full service cupboards, we've referenced those a lot. Those are going to be out of our service centers in Bloomington, Decatur, Peoria, and Springfield. For our Champaign troops, your full service cupboard will be out of the Hutchcraft warehouse in Urbana. You'll want to maintain a contact with the Champaign staff to make sure that you have their hours of operation. For our troops who may be from the Peru or Quincy areas, don't be concerned. I have not left you out or forgotten you. We'll talk about your cookie cupboards here in just a moment. So these full service cupboards will be open January 29th through March 29th. These are the locations where you can take walk-in orders, but again, especially if you're coming from a distance to your local full service cupboard, you may want to call ahead and say, hey, I'm gonna be coming in a couple hours. Do you have Thin Mints available? That way, if we don't, we can say no, and you haven't spent your time driving into the office for cookies that may not be available. These full service cupboards are also where you will go to trade cookie varieties. So again, if your peanut butter patties aren't selling, but your Adventurefuls are, you can come in and trade those cookies out for a different variety. Again, I do encourage that you call ahead just to make sure that you aren't wasting your time and gas and energy to pick up a variety that's not available. We will offer extended cookie hours at our full service cupboards. So on Fridays, February 12th, 19th, and 26th, our full service cupboards will be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for cookie pickup. After that, we will go back to our normal cookie hour, normal service center hours of 8 a.m. to noon. Our full service boutiques will also be open on Saturday, March 5th from 9:30 to 1. That is with the exception of the Champaign warehouse, because the warehouse is not open on Saturdays. Just our service centers with a boutique will be open that first Saturday of the month. Our express cupboards are maintained by volunteers. So I work with peers in your community to host local express cupboards. In most cases, the cookies arrive on a Friday, but in some areas that may be a different date. The volunteers who run the cupboard will communicate with troops who placed a planned order about a pickup time and location. Once the troops have picked up their orders, then that cupboard is considered closed. Express cupboards do not have any extra cookies on hand, so they cannot facilitate any walk-in orders or trades or swaps. So express cupboards are simply just to connect our communities with cookies instead of having to come into your local service center. So these express cupboards will be open anywhere from the first week to the first 3 weeks of our 6 planned order weeks. For weeks 4, 5, and 6, all planned orders will be picked up at your local service center. So our Peru and Quincy cupboards are operated similar to an express cupboard, so they are considered express locations. Our Peru troops will place an order on Sunday evening and pick that order up the following Friday at Test Corporation in Peru. Our Quincy troops will place an order on Sunday evening and pick their order up either on Thursday or Friday at the Quincy Storage Warehouse in Quincy. I do want to note that the Quincy area does have the availability to place walk-in orders and swaps at the warehouse with the extra cookie inventory, but the Peru Express cupboard is not able to facilitate any walk-ins or swaps. Both of these locations will offer 6 planned order opportunities, so that way we can make sure that our troop leaders have cookies where they need them. So what you can expect as a leader is that we will place cookie order on an as needed basis. Monday morning, I take the council planned orders and break it down into what I need to order for our council as a whole. If I don't know you need the cookies, we won't order the cookies. So if a leader or a troop cookie coordinator places their order on Sunday evening by 8 p.m., they can expect to pick up that cookie order by the following Thursday, if not before. Sometimes they are available before then, but we like to just make sure they will be available by that Friday, definitely. There will be a cookie cupboard in Macomb, but again, that is considered an express cupboard. And so that will be only open anywhere from the first week to the first 3 weeks. After that, then pickup will be at the Quincy warehouse. So how to place a planned order, again, tomorrow or Thursday or on the recording, you will see how to do this in depth, but you will hover over orders, choose planned orders, and then complete your troops planned order. So for those of us that are more visual learners like myself, here is the orders planned order screen. You'll choose the cupboard location, whether that be an express or a full service cupboard. You'll choose a date and time for pickup from the available dates provided, and then you'll enter your troops cookie order and press save. So a really simple way, you'll get a confirmation once you've placed your troops order, and then you are guaranteed those cookies that Thursday, if not before. Do I have any questions before we roll on and talk a little bit about cookie booths? I know we've had several cookie booth questions pop up, so we will hopefully get those answered here shortly. Are all initial troop orders picked up from the warehouse in Champaign? It does depend on your location. Depending where you may be, it may be at the warehouse, but we also do have our service unit coordinators are scheduling initial order delivery in other locations as well. So if you are a Champaign troop, I would recommend reaching out to your Champaign staff to see which service unit you belong in and when and where that delivery may be. So we're still working on securing those delivery sites right now, but they can give you an idea where that pickup might be at. So cookie booths are a great opportunity for troops to not only share your goals, but also to help meet your goals as well. So we're wanting to think about high traffic, high visibility areas. This is also a great way for your troop to share their goals for collecting donations for Operation Cookie Share. So as a council, we are working with certain locations to offer cookie booths. So what that means is we'll use Lowe's, for example. So our local Bloomington staff works with Lowe's to secure certain dates that then will be put into smart cookies. Troops can then reserve those dates. They'll show up at Lowe's and set up a cookie booth. As Lowe's shoppers are coming and going, then the Girl Scouts are able to share their goals and hopefully gather some sales from the customers who are coming in and out of Lowe's. So we want to think about cookie booth areas where there are a lot of customers, but we also know in our communities, there are all of these little hidden gems that everyone knows about, but maybe off the beaten path. Those are also excellent places for your troop to set up your own cookie booth, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a couple slides. Troops and girls can begin to host cookie booths on February 4th when our sales goes live. And the one key point with cookie booths is that the girls are present and they are the ones making the sale. As you can see in the image here, there are adults present. We don't want the girls alone at these locations, but the girls are actually the ones interacting with the customer and making the sale. And so we want to make sure that girls are supported at the booths, but that we are not hosting cookie booths at locations where girls are not welcome. So we want to think about places, there might be local pubs or bars that don't allow people under 21 to enter. That is not a good location for a troop to host a cookie booth. Similarly, it has been asked if girls in Illinois councils can set up outside of dispensaries. Again, that answer is no, because a dispensary serves a certain clientele and you have to be of a certain age to enter that location. Girls cannot sell outside of that location. We really want to maintain that good Girl Scout image. So we want to be outside of places that are welcoming to our Girl Scout clientele, no matter the time of day. And so again, certain bars and things may be excluded from that. All right, so we did have a leader ask for re-verification for our Princeton Peru orders. You'll place your order on Sunday evening like all troop leaders, and then those will be available for pickup on the following Friday at Test Corporation. So you'll place that Sunday night. You'll get that the following Friday at Test Corporation in Peru. So GSUSA is working with contracts with both GNC and Walmart and Sam's Club. The last I was informed, the GNC agreement had gone through. I am working with GNC stores throughout our council to secure locations to offer in smart cookies for troops to sign up and host cookie booths. Walmart and Sam's Club are a little bit of a different beast. Because Walmart and Sam's are such large organizations, our council does not manage the scheduling for cookie booths at Walmart or Sam's Club. Troop leaders will need to contact your local Walmart and or Sam's Club to schedule booths. However, please don't go dialing Walmart right now to go and reserve your booths. Right now, GSUSA is still working with Walmart to secure and set up the agreement for booths. So we don't want our troop leaders calling Walmart and bothering them right now during the holiday season. We want to maintain a good relationship with Walmart. So as soon as I receive word that Walmart has signed the agreement and troop leaders are good to go, we will send out communication to our troop leaders that you are now welcome to contact your local Walmart. Until then, please sit tight and don't contact your local Walmart until you receive the green light from us. It does come up often with cookie booths. When should I start to look at securing those sites? And that, you could start now, but a lot of times many stores are going to tell you to wait until after the holiday season. Right now, they are chaotically trying to survive Christmas and the other holiday seasons as well. And so we want to make sure that, again, we're not stressing them out. So what may be a good idea of practice would be right after the first of the year would be to start reaching out to other places. If there is a booth location listed in Smart Cookies, you do not have to worry about contacting that location, we will take care of that for you. All you need to do is reserve it in Smart Cookies. So just a few notes on booths there. So we are doing our best, even in light of COVID and social distancing still, to secure booth sites at our troops and for our troops and our Girl Scouts. But again, you are welcome to find your own locations in your communities as well. So the ABC Smart Cookies has a smart booth divider, and this is a really easy way to divide the cookies that you sell at your troops booth to the girls who were present at the sale. The one caveat is, in order to use the smart booth divider, you do need to make sure, especially if your sale is not a council sponsored sale, that you enter your sale into Smart Cookies before you host the booth sale. Once you've done that, you will select that booth sale and you'll enter the number of cookies your troop sold as a whole by variety. Then you can check the name next to each girl who participated, and then you can click distribute to easily divide those sales among the girls. Now, if you sold an uneven number of cookies, then you may have to work on the distribution a little bit. Also, with cookie booths, you may find that girls may come and go, or they may stay the whole time. So you may need to readjust the number of cookies assigned by the length of time they're at the booth. So once you've readjusted as you see fit and click submit, then your girls receive the credit for those cookies sold without being charged for those cookies since they came out of troop inventory. As a leader, you can also enter booth cookies manually using a troop to girl transfer and the booth column. So page 26 of your troop cookie coordinator guide has all of these instructions for the smart booth divider. So the smart booth scheduler are the locations that our council has secured to offer to our troops, and then your troop will use Smart Cookies to sign up for that location. So 9 a.m. on Friday, January 14th, the Smart Cookie booth scheduler will open for a first come, first serve reservation time period. During this time, January 14th through the 16th, each troop is allowed 2 booths. If, as we're setting up our booths, we determine that they are premium or a more high traffic area versus non-premium, each troop will be allowed 1 of each. But last year we kept them all the same. There was no premium or non-premium. So it's just 2 booths in general per troop. Then on January 17th, open reservation will begin and troops can go back into Smart Cookies and add any additional council sponsored booths they desire. It is important to note that this reservation period does not include the booths that you are securing on your own. So you are more than welcome to add those to Smart Cookies, but during the 14th through the 16th, your troop will only be allowed to sign up for 2 council-sponsored booth locations. But again, you're not limited to those. And so you can add your own booth locations. So think about the mom and pop grocery store that everyone runs to go grab milk at the end of the day, or the Casey's gas station on the corner that is a popular stop for students on the way to practice or people on the way to work. Those kinds of locations are a great idea for your troop to reach out and say, hey, could we possibly host a troop cookie booth here? And more often than not, most organizations will say yes or work with you to set something up. So you really want to make sure that you are entering any of those troop secured booth sales in Smart Cookies, because then you'll be included on the Smart Cookie National Cookie Locator. So when a customer is Googling how to find cookies, they will be directed to the National Cookie Locator. They will type in their zip code, and once they press go, they're provided a list of troops in their area and where they're at. Troop 1, 2, 3, 4 is at Casey's, 0.6 miles away. Troop 4, 5, 6, 7 is at IGA, 4 miles away. They then can choose which troop they go visit and purchase cookies from. So if you reserve council-sponsored booths, Those will appear on the cookie locator, but you also, again, want to make sure to take advantage of this free marketing and put your other booth sales in as well so that customers can find you. And we have found that people really use this locator. Last year, about 10,000 customers in our council alone used the cookie locator to find troops and girls to buy cookies. So you don't want to miss out on this free marketing opportunity. We are able to accept credit cards at booth sales. It is a little bit of a clunky process just because it does require a troop to enter the credit card number, the CVV code, the customer's name. It's a nice option, but again, it could be a little bit clunky. So you could just accept cash at your booths, whatever you are comfortable with. If you are using an iPhone and the Safari browser, and you log into Smart Cookies via iPhone Safari, you can scan credit cards at booths with the Smart Cookies in Safari. But that is only an iPhone setting. It's unfortunately not an Android setting. So this is your option for accepting credit cards at booths. We also know that with COVID, sometimes locations could be hard to find. So we could encourage you to host a drive-through booth where customers can come and drive to you to pick up cookies. So you could consider a safe, open location like a library parking lot, a church, or a community center parking lot where customers can come to you. You'll again want to make sure you add that location to Smart Cookies so you're on that cookie locator, but more details about this drive-through cookie booth idea can be found on our getyourgirlpower.org website. So National Girl Scout Cookie Weekend comes at a great time because it really is the kickoff for Girl Scout cookies, and it comes right in the midst of our sale when we kind of need a breath of fresh air. So the National Cookie Locator link allows customers to find you. And beginning National Girl Scout Cookie Weekend, if a troop opts into the Troop Ship Only link program, then your troop will actually be offered as a shopping system for this customer as well. So to take a look at that, the Troop Ship Only link is how customers can shop for direct ship cookies from a troop, just like a cookie booth. And so starting February 18th, any troop who has entered their zip code in Smart Cookies will be traceable. So when a customer types in that zip code and is looking for cookies, not only will the physical booths pop up, but also the troops offering direct ship will pop up. So these will rotate based on an algorithm developed by GSUSA, and the customers are offered direct ship only. So there's no extra work for the troop or impact on the troop's inventory. It's just extra sales and credit that you get to give to your girls. So to opt into this, you'll want to make sure that your troop's zip code is in the right place under My Troop tab. You'll also want to toggle yes under the Publish Troops Direct Ship link to GSUSA. If your troop doesn't want to participate in the program, all you have to do is toggle that option to no instead. You can also share that link via email, social media where allowed, or text by copying that URL in My Troop and sharing it. So any of these orders via the Troop Ship Only link are paid by credit card and then automatically shipped to the customer from an ABC distribution center. All you need to do then is assign those sales to your girls like you would a booth sale. A promising practice that GSUSA encourages is that if leaders wait until near the end of the season to assign all of those direct ship sales, it'll be a little bit easier than trying to remember who you've given credit for and who you still owe credit to. But again, that's up to you as the troop leader and what works best for you. The troop cookie link is what used to be called the virtual booth link. And this is a link that girls can host online for girls to collect orders. So it's hosted virtually, but the cookies are delivered in person. So this would be a great way to utilize that drive-through booth. You'll put that location in the booth scheduler, and you'll also have cookies on hand for any in-person sales as well. So any of the cookies except for in-person orders are already paid for online. So there is little money to collect and the customers come and pick up their order. And then again, all the leader will need to do is assign those cookies to the girls via the Smart Booth divider. Operation Cookie Share is our gift of caring program. It's a great program not only for our military troops, but also for our Girl Scout troops. It gives our military troops a taste of home, and it gives our girls and our troops a little bit of extra profit. So a troop actually earns an extra $1 per box donated. The original 60-cent profit will appear automatically. The extra 40% or extra 40-cent profit will be added manually at the end of the sale. So if you don't immediately see the full dollar, don't panic. That extra 40 cents will be added at the end. Once we've collected our donations, the cookies are delivered by programs like Operation Santa, Soldiers Angels, but also by ABC Bakers and our council as well. And we deliver those cookies to veteran homes, Blue Star mom groups, that are Illinois National Guard, as well as local first responder groups. So troops will enter Operation Cookie Share sales by entering all of them, whether they are donated from booth sales, from paper order cards, or from online sales. You'll use virtual Cookie Share to track all of those orders. You can update the totals throughout the program and just make sure that you click Save to update. So now we are really quick going to take a look at our 2022 rewards. These are the items that our Girl Scouts can earn through participation in the cookie program. So as I mentioned a couple different times earlier, we do have an opt-out option. This is for troops who are juniors and older. If you are a multi-level troop and you have juniors, you can participate in this option, but again, it is a full troop decision. It is not girl by girl. So troops can choose to opt out of receiving all rewards in exchange for extra profit. So that means that a troop is going to forfeit all physical reward items, any earned cookie dough, as well as any earned free memberships. A troop still does earn out any opt-out patches or any patches earned, but that is the only reward that our opt-out troops will earn because they earn an extra 25 cents per box. So an opt-out troop's profit is 85 cents per box. This is an option that applies to the entire troop. It is not a girl by girl option. So you may want to employ the democratic process with your troops to make sure that you are making a group decision. You'll opt out in that troop information tab, and we just ask that all troops opt out by January 15th. So if you need help opting out, let us know and we'll be happy to help you. So the reward order is the final phase of the cookie program. A reward order does need to be placed in order for a girl to receive the rewards that she earned. And if you update reward orders, you want to make sure that you are continuing to update those as you are continuing to pick up and assign cookies to girls. So page 26 has instructions on how to place your troops reward order. If our council has to place all or part of a troop's order, we will choose cookie dough over any physical reward item. And these orders are due March 21st. If a troop places their reward order late, they can expect a delay. Otherwise, the rewards will be available for troop and or parent pickup beginning April 18th. So April 18th, then we will start to give our girls their rewards. Rewards are cumulative. That does exclude the 1,500 box level if a girl earns the Disney trip or MacBook Pro, but everything else is cumulative. Cookie dough also accumulates, so a girl who sells 1,500 boxes earns a total of $265 in cookie dough, which can be used for all kinds of fun activities. So for your troops reward order, here are the steps on how to do that in Smart Cookies. Again, tomorrow evening, our ABC rep will drill down really well with you on this particular process as well. Once you make all of the choices for your girls, your reward order screen will show as complete, as you see here. If it is not complete, then there are still some changes or updates that you have to make in order to make that complete. So cookie dough, as I talked a little bit earlier, is credit that a girl can earn that actually they can use for all kinds of fun things, including GSCI sponsored events, whether that be camps, events, programs, or trips. Even if they're planning on going on one of our upcoming international trips, they can use cookie dough to pay down some of their balance towards that trip. They can also use cookie dough to pay for their membership for the next program year, as well as for special cookie dough only items that we'll take a look at here in just a moment. Leaders can choose to use their girls' cookie dough for troop purchases. There is a downloadable permission form on our website that we ask that you have parents sign that just acknowledges that they know that you'll be using their daughter's cookie dough for troop purposes. So the due date for cookie dough to be used is September 17th. After that date, the cookie dough will expire. However, if you want to use your cookie dough code to redeem an online shopping code, you'll need to have that request made by September 3rd. Due to the turnaround time in getting the cookie dough code exchanged for an online code, and we want to make sure girls have enough time to use them, September 3rd is the due date for online shopping codes to be acquired using a Girl Scouts cookie dough code. So girls earn rewards based on 3 different categories: the total boxes they sell, their digital cookie sales, and their Operation Cookie Share donations. So these are in your Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, so we'll go a little bit quickly through them, but you can see that girls will earn rewards at 25, 75, and 100 boxes sold. At the 100 box level, they also start to earn cookie dough along with rewards. Again, at the 150 and 200 levels, girls are earning an item plus cookie dough. At 250 boxes or more, a girl earns a free membership as well as a goal getter patch and $5 in cookie dough. She continues to earn cookie dough as she sells additional boxes of cookies. At the 500 box level, she gains a choice of a gift card in the amount of $75 to Amazon, American Girl, Walmart, or cookie dough, plus she gets an additional $10 in cookie dough. She continues to accrue cookie dough between 600 and 900 boxes. At 1,000 boxes, she receives a $150 Amazon, American Girl, Walmart, or cookie dough code, as well as an additional $10 in cookie dough. $20 in cookie dough is earned at each 100 box increment between 1,100 and 1,400 boxes. At 1,500 boxes, a girl earns a $350 gift card plus cookie dough and an invitation to our Super Seller celebration in May. She also earns the Super Seller patch that you see pictured above the words there. Between 1,600 and 2,600 boxes, a girl continues to earn cookie dough. If a girl earns or sells 2,700 or more boxes of cookies, she earns a Disney World trip or the MacBook Pro laptop. And beyond 2,700 boxes, she continues to earn $20 in cookie dough for each 100 box increment. One note I wanted to make on the Disney World trip or the MacBook Pro is that in order for a Girl Scout to earn and receive that reward, her cookie balance must be paid in full by the final ACH date of April 5th. If her cookie balance is not paid in full, she could forfeit that reward if it's not paid in full. So that's just something to keep in mind as we approach the end of the cookie program. For digital rewards, a girl will earn a patch for 12 or more boxes, the Climb with Courage lanyard at 24 or more boxes, or the Climb with Courage socks at 50 or more boxes. These are also cumulative. They build upon one another as well. As a girl gathers Operation Cookie Share donations, she can earn a patch, a carabiner compass, or a sport bottle as well. As I mentioned, there are special items that will be available for a girl to buy if she has cookie dough. So these are the items that will be available in our local trefoil boutiques that girls can buy with their cookie dough. If you don't have cookie dough, unfortunately, you can't buy these items, which makes me sad because I would really like this super plush blanket throw. But these are cool items that girls can feel really special about buying with their special credit in cookie dough. We also have dollar patches available for our troops. These dollar patches include the booth sale patch for 2022. It's always a cute idea if you have girls who participate in booths to give them a booth patch. And also our 2022 My First Cookie sale patches are $1 at our local boutiques. So as I mentioned earlier, Smart Cookies has all kinds of reports that will be helpful for you. You'll just hover over the reports area and choose current. You can filter the reports by all kinds of different categories, and you can actually star your favorite reports so that way you keep them for quick lookup. So those reports are going to be really easy and for you to understand and download. They're available in PDF or Excel, whichever you are comfortable with. And it's a really, really great option to just keep track of your troop sales. And as we've talked about, we have all kinds of resources available for you. ABC Smart Cookies has a resources tab that has printables, digital art, as well as Smart Cookies training in the form of short snippet videos for you. ABC also has a Flickr gallery that has borders, backgrounds, koala clip art. If you are having Smart Cookies issues, they do have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline that you can reach either by calling 800-853-3730 or emailing abctech@westonfoods.com. And also ABC has their own YouTube channel where you can catch all the Smart Cookies videos as well as ABC promotional videos. So here's what the ABC Smart Cookies training looks like. If you see the blue background, that's typically more towards our troop leaders. The pink background videos are going to be geared more towards our girls, but troops do have resources or access to both, so that way you can view what the girls can see. As we talked about too, the Smart Cookies mobile app could be very useful for you on the go. You can do everything that you can do from your laptop, excluding the use of the Smart Booth Scheduler. It doesn't update in real time fast enough for it to stay current with that scheduler. So if you're looking for booths, you're going to want to do that online on your computer. But otherwise, the Smart Cookies mobile app can do anything else you can do, and that will be available via your favorite app store. Our website is also going to be a very huge wealth of knowledge for you. As we saw, there's all kinds of videos, forms, training materials at getyourgirlpower.org in the Cookies Plus section. As a reminder, we want to make sure that we encourage our girls to use their cookie dough codes by September 17th, 2022. If they want to use that code for online shopping, they need to submit a request for that online shopping code by September 3rd. So I know we went a little bit over our allotted 8 o'clock time, and I do apologize. You asked very phenomenal questions, and I will stay on the line for just a little bit to see if anyone has additional questions. But I did just want to take a moment again to thank you for your reason why and for helping your local Girl Scouts to develop their 5 skills through the cookie program and have fun selling cookies as well. So thank you for taking time out of your schedule this evening. This training will be available on the website later on this week. We hope to see you tomorrow evening or Thursday evening at 6 o'clock for our Smart Cookies training. But otherwise, if you ever have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to our customer care team at 888-623-1237 or customercare@girlscouts-gsci.org. If you have any questions,